Hey guys, it's Larry O'Connor from Town Hall. Thank you for finding me on my personal YouTube channel, Larry O'Connor, and enjoy this video. If you missed it at Town Hall, you'll see it right here. We're going to try to upload as much of our Town Hall content here at Larry, and stay tuned. Like and subscribe to this channel because I've got a ton of brand new original content coming out on this very channel really soon. So thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing, and well, enjoy this video. There's a report out of the Times of London that Donald Trump is going to issue an executive order at the beginning of his presidency doing away with transgender individuals in the military. Our friend Ed Morrissey over at HERE has written it up. Trump readying EO to discharge all transgender troops. So says the Times of London. No one should be surprised to hear it. Donald Trump disqualified transgender recruits during his presidency and then campaigned on the issue of runaway wokeness in the Department of Defense. Trump also nominated Pete Hegseth as defense secretary after Hegseth wrote a book laying out how to boost recruitment with a more muscular focus on the actual military mission. Here's what the Times reports. Donald Trump is planning an executive order that would lead to the removal of all transgender members of the U.S. military, defense sources say. The order would come on the first day back in the White House, January 20th. There are believed to be 15,000 active service personnel who were transgender. They would be medically discharged, which would determine that they were unfit to serve. It would also lead to a ban on trans people joining the military and would come at a time when almost all branches of the American Armed Forces are failing to meet recruitment targets. And well, don't we think that one might have something to do with the other? I think it might. And of course, the immediate response is this is not fair to these individuals. They're serving their country. They've met all the standards. Why rip them out? Why, if they haven't done anything that is in some way a violation, or if they can't, if they haven't not met the standard physically, if they're able to serve, why not let them serve? That'll be the question laid out there. And it's a fair question, if I may say. The only answer is, number one, because by keeping them in the military, it in some way degenerates the ability of the military to do their primary job, which is to recruit the best possible fighting force to go and kill our enemy and destroy our enemy. That's the only answer. That in some way their inclusion in the forces, in the armed forces, is degenerating the overall armed forces' ability to do their job. That's the first answer to the question. The second answer is, well, let's be consistent here, because there have been some pretty kick-ass members of our military, like Navy SEALs and Rangers, and from top to bottom, some fierce warriors that have been medically discharged over the last couple of years because they didn't want to get a shot. So if you're going to medically discharge tens of thousands of America's finest warriors because they were in peak physical condition, but they didn't want to get an untested shot for a virus, if that was fair, then maybe it's fair to evaluate some other medical discharges. Let's not forget this moment on the campaign trail when a Green Beret talked to Donald Trump about that very issue.
Good evening, Mr. President. I'm John Frankman. I was a Special Forces Green Beret who was forced out of the military because of the COVID-19 vaccine mandate.
Right? That's good. That's good.
So the Biden-Harris DoD COVID-19 vaccine mandate was very damaging to the military. It forced thousands of service members out, and thousands do not want to join now. The Biden-Harris DoD has the lowest recruiting in modern history, and now they're pushing more woke training. So how do you plan to repair the military from the damage that was done and hold military leaders accountable?
So I want to have them come back into the military with pay. And, they've been talking about that, but it never happened. They never did what they said they were going to do. There should have never been a mandate. That should have never happened. You should have been given choice, as we say. We want choice in education, and we want a choice there, too. And that should have never happened. And, we've lost some of our best people in the military, too. Did you leave? Did you leave? Did you ever take the vaccine or anything?
I never did, sir.
So you want a choice, yeah. And do you want it? Would you go back in if they were able to?
As long as there's accountability, potentially.
Yeah, no, there would be accountability, is right. They will fire their asses, but we don't want to lose this guy. We want to get he's central casting. We want to get him back in. Yeah, we're going to take care of it. I hope you do come back, or I hope you do very well outside, to be honest. Wherever you are, I just want you to do well. But we're going to get a lot of people coming back. They should have never had the mandate. The mandate was a big mistake, and they treated people terribly, terribly. Okay? Thank you very much. Great.
Mr.
You
President.
look great.
The idea that that man doesn't like the military has always been the biggest joke of a lie that they've ever said about Donald Trump, but I digress. Yeah, so you're going to hear a lot of media pushback. You're going to hear people screaming from the mountaintops how it's unfair, it's unconstitutional, it's discriminatory. You can't discharge all of these people for medical discharge who are identify as transgender because it's not fair to them as individuals. And none of them were saying a damn thing when they discharged men like that, a Green Beret, elite special forces dude, when he was discharged because he wouldn't get the shot. The Navy SEALs fought this thing all the way to the Supreme Court. Certain Navy SEALs, I should say, who refused to get the shot. They weren't screaming about that. They weren't saying that wasn't fair. Thanks again for watching this video from Town Hall. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel, the Larry O'Connor channel, because we've got some brand new original content coming that you're going to love. Live streams as well as videos on a daily basis. Tons of it that I know you'll like. So subscribe. And again, thanks a lot for watching.